There is a kind of silence that doesn't soothe, it doesn't bring calm, it doesn't offer space for reflection. It cuts, it burns, it isolates. This silence creeps into relationships, not as a momentary break, but as a weapon. It's quiet on the surface, but beneath it is a storm designed to punish, to dominate, to manipulate. This is not a healthy boundary. It's a cold war, a form of emotional violence often overlooked because it leaves no bruises, only invisible scars. When silence becomes a tool to instill fear, confusion, and guilt, it no longer serves any healing purpose. It becomes emotional abuse, and far too many find themselves trapped in this cycle, unsure of what's happening or how to escape. Understanding the silent treatment, more than just needing space. The silent treatment is not about needing time to cool off. It's not a mindful pause. It's not about healthy emotional regulation. This kind of silence is calculated. It is prolonged and purposeful. It's designed to send a message without saying a word, a message of disapproval, punishment, or withdrawal of affection. It places all the emotional burden on the other person while absolving the one who chooses to stay silent. The one on the receiving end begins to question everything. Did something wrong just happen? Was it their fault? How can the connection be repaired? The silence becomes a maze with no exit, a power play that positions one person above the other. It's not communication, it's domination. The emotional impact when silence feels like suffocation. Being on the receiving end of the silent treatment is emotionally destabilizing. It often triggers deep anxiety and self-doubt. Days may pass without a word. Messages are ignored. Eye contact is avoided. The air turns heavy. The room, even when filled with others, becomes unbearably lonely. This kind of silence doesn't allow healing. It creates wounds that fester. Instead of resolving conflict, it amplifies it internally for the one being silenced. The heart races, sleep is disrupted. The mind spins in endless loops of self-blame. Over time, this emotional tension can affect the nervous system. It can cause depression, feelings of worthlessness, and even physical symptoms: tightness in the chest, headaches, stomach problems. This is not just about feeling sad or upset. It's about the slow erosion of one's emotional security and sense of self. The hidden agenda. Silence is a power tool. The most dangerous aspect of the silent treatment is its subtlety. It masquerades as a need for space. It wears the mask of emotional intelligence. But in reality, it's often an unconscious, or sometimes conscious, attempt to control. It's about getting the upper hand. It's about making the other person chase, apologize, or submit. Each moment of silence reinforces a hierarchy in the relationship. One person gets to set the rules. The other is left trying to decode them. The message is clear, even if it's unspoken. You don't get my attention until you act the way I want. This is coercion, not connection. It's psychological warfare, without a single word. And worst of all, it's normalized. Many grow up witnessing this behavior in families, learning to accept it as part of love. But love does not play mind games. Love does not leave you emotionally stranded. The long-term consequences: losing yourself slowly. When exposed to this pattern over time, the effects go deeper than just feeling hurt. You may begin to edit yourself, your words, your behavior, your emotions. You become afraid of upsetting the balance, of being the reason for another round of cold silence. So you stay quiet. You walk on eggshells. You apologize, even when you're not wrong. Eventually, you begin to lose pieces of yourself. Your opinions fade. Your voice weakens. Your confidence dissolves. The silent treatment becomes not just something that happens to you. It becomes something you internalize. You silence yourself. This is how manipulation works. It is not always loud or aggressive. Often it is quiet and consistent. It wears you down until you forget who you were before it started. Why it's hard to recognize. Silence doesn't shout. Many people don't realize they are being emotionally manipulated through silence. There are no obvious outbursts, no threats, no scenes. In fact, the abuser might even appear calm or emotionally mature for not arguing. But this calmness is performative. It's passive aggression disguised as self-control. Victims often second-guess themselves. It's just a misunderstanding. They probably just need time. They're not yelling, so maybe I'm overreacting. This confusion is part of the manipulation. It keeps the cycle going. It makes it harder to name the abuse, let alone resist it. Because society often teaches that silence is golden, few suspect it can be used to destroy. Recognizing the red flags, the pattern behind the quiet. To break free, awareness must come first. Here are some signs that silence is being used as a form of emotional manipulation. Prolonged refusal to communicate after conflict or disagreement. Withholding affection or attention as punishment. Ignoring messages, calls, or presence for extended periods. Acting indifferent or dismissive without explaining why. Making you feel responsible for fixing everything after they withdraw, never giving closure or space to express your side. This is not a mature response to conflict. This is emotional blackmail. Reclaiming your voice. Steps to freedom. Escaping the grip of silent manipulation is a process. It takes strength, self-compassion, and sometimes support. Start by validating your experience. Your emotions are real. Your confusion is real. Your pain is real. You are not too sensitive. You are not dramatic. You are reacting to emotional abandonment disguised as calmness. Then, begin the journey back to your own voice. Acknowledge the pattern, name it, understand how it works. Set boundaries. Let silence no longer be acceptable as a weapon. Choose self-expression. Speak your truth, even if the other person won't listen. Build support systems. Talk to friends, therapists, or support groups. You need witnesses to your reality. Stop chasing closure. Some silences don't deserve a response. Protect your peace. Reclaim your identity. Reconnect with your passions, beliefs, and confidence. Rebuild what was silenced. This is not easy, but it is necessary. The power of emotional autonomy. Emotional autonomy means knowing that your worth is not dependent on someone else's attention, approval, or presence. It means understanding that love is not meant to leave you feeling unworthy or anxious. You have the right to be heard. You have the right to be respected, even in conflict. You have the right to relationships built on communication, not control. The more you step into your emotional independence, the less power manipulation has over you. Silence can no longer break you when your self-worth doesn't depend on someone else's voice. From isolation to liberation, silence, when used as a punishment, is a betrayal of emotional safety. It is not just an absence of sound, it's the presence of pain. But there is a way out. The first step is seeing it for what it is. The second is choosing yourself. Even if the world around you stays quiet, Let your inner voice grow louder. Louder with truth, louder with strength, louder with the fierce knowing that you deserve better. And as you break free from the invisible walls built by emotional manipulation, may your silence one day return, not as fear, but as peace.